We are quite the MMORPG fiends here at Copian, so we decided to start a new monthly series where we'll bring you the updates of the MMORPG world that happened throughout the last month. If you, like us, enjoy keeping up with the MMORPGs out there, come back every month to make sure you do not miss an episode. So let's start out with a classic, World of Warcraft. WoW Classic Hardcore launched official realms on August 24th. For those of you who don't know, WoW Hardcore was a community-made challenge that was officially implemented into WoW servers. On these servers, death is permanent, however, you are able to transfer your dead character to a normal classic server. That's not all though, there are a few other differences, such as PvP flagging and battlegrounds are disabled alongside with all the PvP quests. All dungeons have at least a 24-hour lockout timer for players below the level 60, and there's even a duel to the death feature, where the loser leaves the server and the winner gets an ear. This is a great opportunity for those of you who wanted to try Classic WoW, or even wanted to try the Hardcore challenge itself. Now, Classic WoW is full of bugs and server issues, so expect a lot of unfair deaths. However, this is a great opportunity to play alongside thousands of players, and since leveling is one of the things that Classic WoW does right, you'll be in for quite an experience, leveling up alongside thousands of players in a unique way. Sticking to World of Warcraft, patch 10.1.7 just launched on September 5th. This patch added a new story quest, a new mega dungeon, new events, quests, and customizations, as well as a bunch of other small changes. If that's not enough for you, the team also announced a patch 10.2, Guardians of the Dream. On 10.2, players will travel to the Emerald Dream to defend the World 3. As usual, expect new campaign chapters, a new world boss, a new raid with 9 bosses, class armor sets, a long balance patch, and many more. Blizzard has not yet announced an official date for 10.2, but as indicated by their roadmap, the new content will be coming this fall. New World just announced its first paid expansion, Rise of the Angry Earth. The expansion finally adds mounts to the game, as well as a new storyline, a new weapon, revamped progression systems, new character and gear score levels, and much more. However, they're also removing several in-game systems such as the expertise, resilience, and umbral shards, all according to player feedback. On the latest dev talk, Amazon Game Studios devs talked about several issues that are being reworked solely based on player feedback, which is quite refreshing to see. We've been playing New World since its beta, and between the both of us at Copium, we've clocked in over 1,000 hours since it launched. We've experienced first-handed several issues with the game, but despite all of those, this is a game that in our opinion has quite a lot of content for its price point. So if you would like to check it out, the expansion launches on October 3rd and it will cost $30. Who knows, maybe this expansion will make New World reach a new all-time peak number of players. During the 2023 NEC Soft Earnings call, a bunch of information was revealed about the future of TL. After receiving horrible feedback from the Korean closed beta, the CEO announced that the Western release of the game would be delayed to 2024 in order to improve the game's combat, leveling, progression systems, and many more. Yeah, improving the character progression as well as being able to move while attacking sounds nice, but they forgot to mention several other issues that players had a problem with, including the autoplay feature which can be used while offline, for premium pass users of course. That's right, there's an offline autoplay feature. Offline, autoplay. Well, at this point, are we really playing the game if our computers don't even have to be on? Well, one of the main complaints during the beta was how grindy the game felt, so how are they gonna fix that issue while keeping the astral hunting in the game? It's clear that the progression system is tied to the autoplay feature, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. NEC Soft's plan is to still attempt to launch TL in Korea on Q4, more precisely in December. According to them, they will be able to fully incorporate the changes needed and will have completed the overall updates that are required to launch in Korea. Well, we'll see about that. So stay tuned here at Copium because we'll be playing and posting our impressions when the game releases in Korea. So subscribe to make sure you do not miss it. Lostark's Wield the Storm update brought a new class, a Legion raid, a Guardian raid, progression events and updates, a balance rework, and much more. Chaos dungeons are getting some tweaks focused on playability, increasing the rewards, and reducing the time it takes to complete the dungeons by about 25%. Guardian raids will be limited to 1 per day with their rewards increased to make up for that cap. The base supply of cards will also be increased, which should help further in their work to reduce content fatigue. In September, lostark is getting jumpstart servers. Separate from the other servers with their own matchmaking pools, marketplace, and auction houses, these servers are designed for fast progression. The team hopes that those who were turned off by gatekeeping, bots, and the daily grind will find a more welcoming start here. We've played hundreds of hours of lostark when it launched back in 2022, but we eventually drifted away from the game. So while these are great changes, is it enough to bring back old players like ourselves? We honestly don't think so. A bunch of concerns are still not addressed. Why do you need to play 9 characters in order to keep up with a progression? It's either that or it's spend an absurd amount of real-life dollars in order to keep up with the content. Why are Theons still in the game? Nevertheless, if Fresh Start server sounds good to you, give it a try in September. We'll be keeping an eye on the game for more future updates. We covered the ArcheAge Classic private server here on the channel last month, and we got quite a few updates for you. The launch was challenging to say the least. Here's a few notable events that happened during the launch. A few hours after a very laggy launch, the admins discovered that attackers were exploiting a vulnerability that allowed them to crash and lag the server. The team had to close down the server to fix the vulnerabilities and ended up deciding to wipe the entire server clean. The server then ended up relaunching after 24 hours, however this did not fix the incredibly laggy experiences. Apparently, they were not expecting ArcheAge Classic to be this popular and were completely caught off guard by the sheer amount of players joining the servers and running through the starting zones all at once. However, in less than 2 days after the launch, the admins sneakily updated the server, which completely eliminated the lag issues. So, after a few days in the game, it was finally time to claim some land and build your dream house. Or so everyone thought. Some people were unable to place land at all during the first few hours of the land rush. After investigating, the admins discovered that ArcheAge uses a client-side time check to figure out the time of the day, and that time needs to be in sync with the server. Since the admins had set the land rush for 5 PM server time, players with a local time under 5 PM were unable to place any properties due to them being out of sync. The admins then opened a vote to decide whether or not the land rush would stick, but players decided to keep the land rush as it happened. Apparently, people were under the impression that there was land available for everyone, but I guess even the players themselves underestimated the amount of people that would be playing on the server. Despite the admin efforts, the server still suffers from occasional lags during the weekend. According to the developers, the game does not cope well with 800 plus players in a single zone, which constantly happens during the weekend due to several server-wide events. I guess that's what happens when you try to elevate a 10-year-old game to deliver a fun experience. Having said all of that, it's important to praise the development team here. They kept the community informed during all of these issues and quickly fixed most of the problems encountered during the first few weeks. They kept the community happy and playing, which is the most important thing. The server is still booming, so go check it out if you missed the good old ArcheAge days or never got into the game due to the bad rap it got afterwards. Yep, we know. Wayfinder is not a classic MMORPG. In fact, it's neither an MMO nor an RPG. But we feel like it fits with the kind of gameplay loop that we MMORPG fiends enjoy. Wayfinder is a free-to-play, character-based action MMO that went into early access on August 17th. The launch was a complete disaster with queues that last for hours and server stability issues that led to the game being revealed bombed on Steam, mostly due to people not being able to play a game they've purchased for $20. The development team apologized and explained that despite beta testing the game, they saw more players try to log in every single minute than they had during most of their beta tests. Fast forward to August 26th, and the devs posted another update. The server and queue issues were greatly improved, and players should experience less issues from now on. And that really seems to be the case. We logged into the game several times during this week, and there were no queues. Did they finally fix the issue, or did a lot of players just quit? Probably a mix of both. The reviews are still coming out, but most of them seem to agree on a few topics. The game is gorgeous, the art style and graphic of the games are on point. The combat is dynamic, however its simplicity might eventually bore you because having only 4 skills at a time can get stale real quick. However, New World did something similar to this and they've managed to incorporate this limited number of skills into their design quite well, so you might feel the same on Wayfinder. Most of the areas are instanced, there aren't a lot of open world areas to explore, which pushes the game away from being a true MMO. and that it's a good base for a game, but there's not a lot of content yet. The game's roadmap is promising, there are a lot of really nice features in there, but that's about it. So far, those are just words on a planning board. So, from what we've played so far, we can't really recommend Wayfinder right now. If you want to give it a try, $20 will give you at least a few hours of fun. We'll keep you updated on any changes though, so make sure to come back on the following months. Guild Wars 2 launched a new expansion. Surprised? So are we. Was there any marketing at all for this expansion? Nothing we've seen, but anyway, the 4th expansion of the game, Secrets of the Obscure, launched on August 22nd and brings massive changes and updates. The entire expansion will have its content gradually unlocked over time, but a self-contained story with its own resolution will play out at launch, and later releases will seamlessly pick up where the launch arc concluded to tell the rest of the expansion's story. Additional features and updates across the game are planned for release every quarter, and here's what to expect. 2 new maps, a new sky scale mount acquisition method, 2 additional mastery lines, 2 new challenging strike missions, and a Fractal of the Mist, each with an accompanying challenge mode. This expansion will also introduce Weapon Master Training, a relic slot that becomes usable at level 60 and much more. And planned for the second major release after launch, all 9 professions will gain access to another weapon from the Guild Wars 2 armory. These weapons will give each profession new skills and fighting styles to go along with all the other combat system changes. The new expansion is bringing a lot of new content to the game, so if you want to keep up with all the changes and major release, stay tuned here at Coopian. After 5 years of development by Singularity 6, the free-to-play Palia has entered open beta for PC on the 10th of August. This massively multiplayer community simulation has caught the eye of the simulation game community due to its appeal of being a community-driven game with a vast world that can be explored by multiple players at once. Although it doesn't fit the MMORPG definition, a lot of people thought it would, or even so that it could. Thus, we decided to include Palia on the list this time. You can sign up for the game today at palia.com, but the game is also coming to Nintendo Switch quite soon, and since its open beta started, it has already received 2 major updates. The first major update brought an extension to the main quest line, several fixes and quality of life improvements, hidden quests which are triggered by finding mystery items across the world, and pets, a new cosmetic that can be acquired through their premium store. The second major update brought in the first Palia event ever, the Magi Market Update. For 1 month, a new temporary location will open up at Kilma Village, where players will be able to engage into different activities, grab new quests, earn prizes, and collect all of the goodies every merchant has to offer during the evenings. The Magi Market event started on August 29th and will be live until September 26th. So make sure to check it out if you're playing Palia, and if you're not a huge fan of FOMO tactics, the devs behind the game have said that everything you can get from the Magi Market will be available sometime in the future. And while they can't share all the details just yet, just know that they won't be gone forever. If you haven't heard of Palia until now, or if you're looking for more info on the game itself, we have a full review on its current open beta state here at Coopian, where we break down everything you should expect from the game, so go check it out. As an MMORPG fan, you've probably heard about this soon-to-be-released most hyped MMORPG ever, Ashes of Creation. After several awesome updates, Ashes of Creation just had one of their best monthly live streams yet, the Node Update livestream. The livestream had so much information about nodes that it would not be possible to cover everything in a couple of minutes, so here's a summary. The stream started with Stephen walking up to a node, which looks stunning by the way. It's quite incredible what Ashes of Creation managed to achieve in just a couple of years. They went from this to this. Then they talked about the citizenship system, which allows you to buy one of the 4 types of housing available: apartments, houses, freeholds, and inns. They talked about mayorship and the requirements and election types in order to become the mayor of a node. They went over some of the systems that players and mayors will have to interact with the nodes, mayoral commissions, policies, service buildings, and buy orders. If you're interested, we highly recommend watching the entire live stream, available on the Ashes of Creation YouTube page. YouTuber Narc also has a great video with more detailed information about the latest update. Both of these links are in the description of the video below. And as a quick reminder, Steven announced that the new September Founders Pack will be the last ones containing Alpha 2 access. With over 100,000 people already signed up to be part of Alpha 2, the studio said they already have more than enough people to test the next iteration of Ashes of Creation. So, if you want to be a part of Alpha 2 and the rest of the development process, start saving up, as these usually cost around 200 USD. So, this is what we have for this month on the MMORPG world. If you've liked the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you have suggestions of games you want to be covered, please let us know in the comments. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next video of this series. For more co-op content, check out our other videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.